How's it going? Today is September 24th, 2016. This is going to be the first episode on Lightstand Entertainment YouTube channel. Basically just talking about entertainment news in general. Not that I need any more reasons to feel older, but something just slapped me in the face when I woke up this morning. Got on Facebook just to take a look at what was trending out there, and behold, today is the 25th anniversary of Nirvana's epic album, Nevermind. 25 years. It's crazy to think about that. Never mind the fact, see what I did there? That the album had a huge cultural impact on the music industry, everything else, when it came out. And then 25 years later, we're still talking about it. That says so much about how good this album is. I think if you write a song and 45, 50 years later, whatever, 25 years later, people are still jamming to it, you probably fucking did something right. And this album did everything right. Little pop quiz. I'm sure the hardcore fans, probably everybody knows, but I'll just ask anyway. Does anybody know what Kurt wanted Nevermind originally titled? Like I said, the fans probably know, and if you don't worry. I'll let you know at the end, because we're cool like that at Lightstand Entertainment. Anyway, 25 years of Nirvana's Nevermind. It's a great album. It's one of my favorites. Some people argue the fourth album, In Utero, is better, and I totally agree. I mean, they're side by side. One of the things that helps me put just Nevermind just a squeak above it is, like I said before, just the impact this album had on the nation. It really did. It made Seattle, Washington a pinpoint of everything good that had to do with grunge, alternative rock, everything. It was like when you take a bucket of water and spill it on the ground. That's what grunge did from Seattle. And this album had a lot to do with it. It wasn't even their first album. Their first album was called Bleach, great album. Their second album, Nevermind, it kind of took them from the minors to the big leagues, so to speak. They got radio play. They were on MTV, and up to that point, it was hair metal and R&B and rap, and that's about it. You didn't get much underground music, except for maybe Headbangers Ball, but anyway. One thing I think that's really cool about the album is when it came out in 91, it was the album to dethrone, if you will, Michael Jackson's album Dangerous from the top of the charts. It pretty much kicked it right off. And I think that's a really interesting analogy, because you have Michael Jackson, who was arguably one of, if not the biggest musical talent of the decade of the 80s. He was. I mean, Thriller, all his albums up until then, in the 80s, they were off the charts. And then there's this little band, this little three-person band from Seattle, Washington, and they pretty much come and kick you right off the charts. It's a good analogy how this grunge band took off Michael Jackson in the same way that grunge music was getting away from what was done with the 80s. For better or for worse. For better or for worse. It's a matter of taste. But it's a great album. It's a trip to think it's 25 years old. If I saw on the internet the famous album cover, the baby, the dollar bill, everybody knows what it looks like. The baby, who's now a grown man, recreated the album cover online, and you can see it online. Don't worry, he's wearing swim trunks. I guess the kid, I forget his name, wanted to do it naked, but the photographer thought it would be too weird. For sure. I get it. Anyway, it's a great album. I'm sure a lot of you out there have it. If you don't, you should. It's a great album. If I had any advice for you to celebrate this great 25th anniversary for the album, just pop it on. It's a great album. Back when albums meant something. Because anymore, I really believe in the music industry, the single is more important. You can make a career out of singles. People don't really make careers out of albums. like they did in the good old days. But this is a great album. I mean, of course it has a lot of great singles that everybody knows. Everybody knows, Come As You Are, the opener, Smells Like Teen Spirit. I believe when it came out in 91 it had 4 singles, Lithium. But it's a great album. The rest of the songs aren't just fillers. It's not like when you take an older album out that you haven't listened to in a while, you pop it in, and you listen to like 5 or 6 tracks. You go like track 3, skip, track 6, etc., etc. With Nevermind, you just pop the bitch in and hit play. That's all you have to do. The quote-unquote filler songs that weren't singles, they're still great. On a Plane, Something in the Way, the album closer, Territorial Pissings, that song just makes me laugh. So throw the album on. It's very good advice. Very good advice. So happy anniversary to Nirvana's Nevermind, and have a good day.